I wonder, is our forward progress stopped mostly by what's inside us or outside us? On the inside are fears, doubts, and despair. And on the outside are circumstances, haters, and roadblocks. What do you think has stopped you most? Despite the contrary winds we all face inwardly and outwardly, we can make progress. Now, when I think of true progress, I see it as moving forward in a meaningful desire. We can move forward in a lot of things for a lot of reasons that don't mean much to us. However, whenever we desire to move forward in something that is important, we need courage because it feels more costly. In the Bible, God uses a man named Moses to lead a large group of people out of Egyptian bondage and onward to a land of promised abundance. But along the way, Moses dies. The journey must continue, so God calls Joshua, Moses' aide, to take up the leadership role. This is how it went. The Lord said to Joshua, "My servant Moses is dead. Now proceed to cross the Jordan, you and all this people, into the land that I am giving to them, to the Israelites. Every place that the sole of your foot will tread upon, I have given to you, as I promised to Moses." Joshua is called to continue where Moses stopped. He's now the leader for the Israelites. This is a meaningful task because Joshua wants to do a good job like Moses. He wants to serve God faithfully and be a leader the people respect. He can. All he has to do is be courageous like Moses. Like any human would be, Moses was afraid when God spoke from a burning bush and gave him the meaningful task of freeing people from slavery. He was fearful of being an ineffective communicator. He was fearful of not being listened to by the Israelite elders. And he was fearful of the consequences for speaking to Pharaoh. These are fears we can relate to. They have stopped many of us from pursuing meaningful desires. It could have been the same for Moses too, but he didn't stay at the burning bush. He decided to move towards what frightened him. But he didn't do it in his own strength. He moved forward courageously because he found purposes greater than his fears. Yes, he feared confronting Pharaoh, but the purpose of people escaping bondage was greater than his fear. Yes, he was afraid of being ignored, but the purpose of the people living free in a prosperous land was greater than his fear. And yes, he was frightened at displeasing people, but the purpose of pleasing God was greater than his fear. It was these purposes that gave him the courage to go. What inward or outward fears are stopping you from meaningful work, meaningful pursuits, or meaningful relationships? Now, ask yourself, what's the purpose for this work, pursuit, or relationship? Is it to please God, please yourself, improve life for someone else, build community, or maybe make the most of your gifts? I ask because we, like Moses, can overcome our fears when our purpose is bigger than our fears. Joshua has fears too. God knows. So the Lord tells him to be strong and very courageous. Well, what's going to make him strong? What's going to make him courageous? Like Moses, Joshua needs purposes greater than his fears. So the Lord gives him these at the outset. Every place your foot treads, I have given to you. No one shall be able to stand against you. I will be with you. I will not fail you, and I will not forsake you. Now, if you had reasons like these to do meaningful work, do you think you could be courageous? Well, you do have these reasons, and here's why. You are not created to be bound by fear. The Lord desires for you to be strong and courageous and free. So I ask, what do you want to do but are afraid to try because it's meaningful work? Why don't you try comparing your fears to the purpose for the important work? Which is greater? In this world where we need so much love, may your purposes for doing good always always outweigh your fears of what might happen to you for doing good. Peace.